Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my predictions for the second episode of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. So the first episode of Season 2 covered chapters 65 and 66, which means that we will likely be seeing chapters 67 and 68 animated for this specific episode. It makes sense for them to animate around 2 to 3 chapters per episode, and so that's what I'm going to be sticking to for this specific prediction. Now, within chapter 67, we see Gojo and Geto take on a number of different opponents that are both from the Time Vessel Association and the Q Association, which introduces us to, again, a lot of different characters that are trying to get after this girl that they are trying to sacrifice to Tengen, essentially. We have chapter 68 as well that continues to feature Gojo and Geto going up against some of these other people, but I feel like because of the cliffhanger that we saw with Toji in the first episode of the season, they're gonna have to work him in. So I would not be surprised if we also saw chapter 69 be animated as well, which, you know, with leaving off with Gojo and Geto being attacked by Toji at the school. I just feel like there's so much hype built up around Toji at this point. It would kind of be really surprising to me, at least, if they didn't go ahead and introduce him this early on in the show. In terms of like action sequences and whatnot that I think we're gonna see, I think they're gonna be like way more and much more well animated action sequences in this coming episode, which is what I'm, you know, really excited about seeing. I want to get back to those really amazing fights that we've seen from Jujutsu Kaisen throughout the years, you know, or throughout the first season in the movie at least, you know, and I really want to see these animators flex their muscles like I know that they can. And so that's something that I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get to see in this next episode. Along with that, I really hope that we get to see a little bit about Riko, the girl that is going to be sacrificed to Tengen, Riko Amanai. She is definitely like not a small character within this arc, at least, you know, she plays a decent role. She has a profound effect on Gojo and Geto. They live their lives in the directions that their morals and whatnot take after this assignment is over is exceptionally interesting, especially in terms of Geto. And then Gojo also coming back to being more of a sort of reasonable person as opposed to being so harsh and not wanting to defend the weak and whatnot. So I think this episode has a lot to offer from a number of different standpoints. I think it's going to serve as a very good episode to introduce us to characters, introduce us to fight scenes, introduce us to the choreography that is going to be happening in this season. There is a lot of fights in this season that are going to be coming up between this arc and the Shibuya incident arc. There's just a lot that's going to be happening, and it's good that we're going to get to seeing some really good fight choreography and fight animation this early on. Along with that, continuing to flesh out the world, continuing to introduce new characters. That's something that I think is really big that they're going to be able to do in this second episode. And again, I think it would be a really big missed sort of opportunity if they didn't dive in on this Toji hype train that's been building for the last however many years it's been at this point. Everyone saw him at the end of the first episode. Everyone's ready for him. And, you know, if they make us wait another episode, which they totally could based on like the chapters, it totally could make us wait another episode. But if they did, I think that would be a like missed out point type of thing. Now, if you guys are watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, I would absolutely recommend you go ahead and start reading the manga and catch up to where the manga is at right now. I've been doing releases of predicting the recent chapters that have been coming out for Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff like that and going over them as they come out in essence. And so that's part of my coverage that I'm going to be doing this month that is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen July. So go ahead, read ahead if you want to. You know, I think all of this stuff is really great. I think that reading ahead is going to be awesome for you guys. You're going to be able to get a lot more out of it, and then you'll be able to come back and watch it and see it animated, and it'll be really fun for you guys. So I definitely recommend you go ahead and read ahead. But yeah, so Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Episode 2, quite a few different directions that they could take it in. The real question is, when is Toji going to be, you know, show up and have that crazy fight against Geto and Gojo? Probably not for a couple episodes, to be honest. And then along with that, how is the animation going to look? How is the fight choreography? All that type of things going to look? Those are the big questions that we have for this specific episode for this season. So there you guys have it. Those are my predictions and kind of where my headspace is at coming into episode 2, coming out on, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday, maybe. I think it's Thursday. So there you guys have it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.